1580, we've got your black.
Something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. It might hurt you, hope you don't lose your mind. Well, I was just a boy, about 8 years old. You threw me a Bible on that Mississippi road. See, I love you, Papa, you did all you could do. And they say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you. I love the blues.
KBLA Talk 1580. The wrong people to be prevaricating to. Joining me in the studio right now, the proprietor of this radio station. He is a storied journalist, broadcaster, interviewer, activist, and author, Tavis Smiley. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominic DePrimo. How are you today?
I'm blessed. I am looking forward to what lies ahead. How are you?
I'm doing the best I can. You know me, if I complained, I'd be an ingrate. So I'm glad to be here with you. Thank you for the space and time once again. Let's jump right in. We promoted on Friday that we were going to release the Edison files today. Indeed, those files are released. If you're listening to us right now in real time, go to any of our socials. Go to our KBLA website, and you can see the files that we have now officially released to the public. We're going to walk through those files in just a second here. But all the files that I'm about to walk through, you can follow along with Dominique and yours truly by going to our website. You see them there on the website, Dominique? On the website.
Yep.
And all of our socials. The files that we are going to walk through have been officially released to the public.
Oh.
You can follow along. You know how we do it around here. It's all about full transparency. Before I do that, though, when I was last year, Dominique, I was sharing with you and your audience that Pedro Pizarro had responded, of course, to our official invite to appear on this station.
Pedro
KBLA.
Pizarro, CEO of
Exactly. Of Edison
International, yes.
There you go. So as you recall, Southern California Edison reneged on its commitment to participate in our most recent Altadena town hall, arguing that they were canceling, as you recall, because plaintiffs' lawyers were going to be on stage at the town hall. They were not. I repeat, they were not. Did I say they were not? Everybody now knows that, including Edison, because you saw the town hall. You heard the town hall. And to be clear, Edison was fully aware of that fact in advance. Underline that, in advance. We're going to walk through these emails in just a second. In advance, Edison knew there were going to be no plaintiffs' attorneys on stage at this town hall. Nonetheless, they kept saying publicly and in emails to me personally that we'll come on the station for an interview, and so we invited Pedro Pizarro, president and CEO of Edison International. I read his response on this program. We invited him. He responds. I read the response. You opined on what you thought about that response, and we have since made contact with Edison to discuss what that engagement looks like. Those conversations are ongoing. But the day after he sent us that letter, he's all up in the LA Times, Mr. Pizarro is. And here is what we had to say about that.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. Let me be clear about what we're witnessing here. A textbook case of talking about communities instead of talking with them. Pedro Pizarro, president and CEO of Edison International, found time this week to sit down with the LA Times to discuss their so-called fast pay program for those impacted by the Altadena Eaton Canyon fire. We think it is neither fast nor fair, but when we organized the community town hall, Southern California Edison first confirmed participation and then abruptly canceled. There was no time available on Mr. Pizarro's calendar for a face-to-face conversation with the individuals and families who have lost everything due to the negligence of Southern California Edison. This is not an accident. This is a choice about who deserves direct engagement and who gets managed through press statements. When you talk to the LA Times about people, you control the narrative. You get to frame the issues on your terms, with your spin, filtered through journalists who may or may not push back. But when you show up to a town hall, you face real questions from real people experiencing real problems. There's no PR buffer. There's real accountability. This pattern of being available to corporate media, but unavailable for community dialogue, sends a clear message about whose voices matter and whose don't. It's the kind of disrespect that hides behind busy schedules and prior commitments, but the community sees right through it. If these issues are important enough to discuss with the LA Times, they're important enough to discuss directly with the people living them. Anything less isn't just disrespectful, it's a fundamental failure of leadership and accountability. Mr. Pizarro says in the LA Times interview, I need to go to the supermarket in Pasadena or Altadena and be able to look people in the eye. We want to do the right thing for our community. You had a chance to look folk in the eye at our town hall meeting last week, but you didn't show up. And then we invited you for a one-on-one conversation here at the station, but you have yet to confirm. So please, please stop with the gaslighting. With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
And there it is. I mean, you laid it out really, really well. Clearly, they're dodging us. And I felt there was an aspect to it, Tavis, where it's like they feel that it's more important to them to spin what they're doing to the general audience, spin what they're doing to the mainstream media audience, than to get the truth out to the actual victims who are trying to figure out how this is going to impact the rest of their lives.
And that was the purpose of the town hall. 300 plus people packed in that church, Victory Bible, waiting to hear from Southern California Edison, people had questions. We had questions.
Still do.
And Edison just ghosted us and didn't show up at the last minute. So after that editorial starts running on this station, Mr. Pizarro's comms team, his communications team, then started talking directly to black media outlets. Underline the word black. Now they're talking to black media outlets, continuing to spread the same lie about pulling out because of the presence of trial lawyers, when once again they were told in advance that no trial lawyers would be participating in any way whatsoever. And certainly, Dominique, after they saw the town hall, after they witnessed it, they could see indeed that no trial lawyers were there. And yet, they have continued to lie on this station publicly. These prevarications continue publicly. So at this point, if you're keeping score, they've lied on us on their website. They've lied on us in those email responses to listeners like you who reached out to them. Mr. Pizarro advanced this false narrative on his virtual town hall on Wednesday evening, the 5th of November, the night before our town hall. They lied on us on local television. Put a pin in that for now. And now they think they can lie on us in black media spaces too? No, ma'am. No, sir. Ain't going to be no black-on-black crime around here. You are not going to use black media spaces to attack another black media outlet. So today, we are releasing the Edison files. So you can read for yourself exactly what happened, and then we have something to say to Southern California Edison and their lawyers. So when we come forward, the documentation that I'm going to share with you, once again, is now posted on all of our socials and our website. So if you aren't driving, you can tap in and follow along as Dominique and I unpack what's inside of these Edison files.
That's right. And you don't want to miss this because the lies are real. And we have to stand on business. We have receipts. We're doing just that. All that straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second, If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Everyday penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, look, I don't have the Epstein files, but I do have the Edison files, and Tavis Smiley is here to walk us through the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Of course, there are tons and tons of emails back and forth. We've been having this conversation with Edison since early August, late July, early August. The email thread begins back and forth with Edison trying to arrange this town hall. That's how long they've dragged their feet. They dragged their feet for months about this town hall that they said they wanted to do, but not really. And so that's how long we've been at this dialogue. But I want to just point out 7 emails that we pulled out of this cache of emails, this tranche of emails, rather, that really tells the story of what happened here. So if you're, again, on the website or on our social, you can follow along as I read these and give you a little commentary, and we'll move through this rather swiftly. This email is from Conversation Live. That's James Farr, the host of our Altadena Rising show every week. James was the person I appointed to be my sort of special envoy, as it were, to work with Edison to get this thing worked out. So James is on most of these emails. Scott Johnson is the recipient of this first email. There are others copied on it. Scott Johnson is in their comms department working alongside Kathleen Dunleavy at Southern California Edison. So James says, "Hi, Scott. Thank you for your email. I am on deadline this afternoon, including this project. I can make myself available if you have a sense of what time you'd like to call. I also wanted to follow up regarding Mr. Pizarro and or Mr. Powell's availability. Mr. Powell is the president of Southern California Edison. Mr. Pizarro, president of Edison International. So Mr. Pizarro is Mr. Powell's ultimate boss, but Mr. Powell actually runs SCE. You previously confirmed that they would be able to participate during the first week of November. However, your recent note suggests they are now unavailable. Could you clarify the change in their availability, a specific date they are available, and what we'll specifically discuss further during the calls we can use the time effectively? Best, James Farr." What this establishes is, as we've said all along, that they did initially offer us Mr. Pizarro and Mr. Powell.
Yep, absolutely.
They've lied about that repeatedly. What they say is he was never confirmed. Okay, you want to play games here, but you offered him to us. And you gave us dates that he was available. James is saying in this email, that's what you said, but now your recent emails are changing your tune. Can you please clarify that? That's email number 1. Let's move on to email number 2. Scott Johnson responds, watch these dates now. James's email is what? On October the 8th. Mr. Johnson responds on October the 15th and says to James, "Hi, James and KBLA team. We wanted to let you know that Southern California Edison will definitely take part in the Thursday, November 6th town hall." Dominique DePrima, do you see that?
I see it, and you can see it too at KBLA1580.com. The date is October 15th, 2025. Took his time getting back to us, but he did.
I keep reading from that same email. We wanted to let you know as soon as possible. Well, not really, Scott, but
close enough.
Yeah. So you can continue with the planning efforts. The SCE executive team is still working through schedules and availability to determine which officer or officers will be on the panel. We are trying to secure the information and we'll share that also ASAP. So he's confirming once again that Mr. Pizarro and Mr. Powell ain't coming. But we are confirming that we're going to do this, and we're going to get back to you on who we're going to send. Now, why is this important? Because they continue to say in the media that we were considering the town hall. We were in conversations with KBLA. No, you confirmed in writing, as we've said all along, on October 15, 2025. Let's go to email number 3, slide number 3. Slide number 3 says, it's from Scott Johnson to James. Good afternoon, James. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much for the update and detailed list. I am sorry that I don't have the confirmed names of the SCE team members who will be participating. Before we schedule a call, please let me see if this additional information will help our team identify the appropriate representative. Wait for it, wait for it. Also, thank you for clarifying over the phone that QE representative indicates a representative from the Quinn Emanuel trial lawyers firm. Thanks, Scott. Now, why is this email important? It establishes that they were fully aware initially that there were, in fact, trial lawyers who were going to be on the panel. We sent them a list of all the names of the panelists, and in the list, we put QE representative. So he's asking to James on the phone, in the phone call, what does QE stand for? And James clarifies in email that QE stands for Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. Do you see anywhere in this email where he suggests that the presence of trial lawyers would be an issue? You see it, Dominique?
I don't see it.
Nowhere in this email do they ever suggest that were Quinn Emanuel to show up, that it would be a problem. They never say that. What he says is, thank you so much for the update and the detailed list. Thank you for clarifying over the phone that QE stands for Quinn Emanuel. He says in his email, this additional information will help our team identify the appropriate representative. At no point do they ever suggest that the presence of trial lawyers is going to be an issue anyway. Why is that important? That's the lie they keep telling. I ain't done yet. That's slide number 3.
Not done yet.
Let's go to slide number 4. These are the Edison files. Slide number 4. This is from Crystal Nix-Hines, who's a partner at Quinn Emanuel. Look at the date. Back up now. The date on the email from Scott Johnson that I just read is October 23rd at 2:58. I may have read these slides out of order. I think I just read them out of order. But the slide from Scott Johnson is dated October 23rd at 2:58. I did read them out of order. The next slide that I want to read now is from Crystal Nix-Hines, partner at Quinn Emanuel. I apologize for reading them out of order. Crystal says at 6 o'clock in the morning on the same date, 23rd, Tavis, can we have a call today? We need to get a better sense of the program. Do you have a list of the panelists? And we need to talk through some sensitivities. Does 1 p.m. work for you both? She said both. She's talking about Jeffrey, her partner, her colleague at Quinn Emanuel, and me. Does 1 p.m. work for both of you? I responded, yes. We got on a call at 1 p.m. on October 23rd. Now watch this. Crystal's saying we need to talk through some sensibilities. They were concerned, Quinn Emanuel, not SCE, not Edison. Quinn Emanuel was concerned that their presence on the town hall might present a problem. So they said to me, can we talk about some sensibilities? And during that phone call, Quinn Emanuel backed out of the town hall.
Right, which was for the greater good because they
That's
did
right.
not want
They didn't want to get in the way.
a conflict of interest.
That's
They
right.
didn't want a problem. And
That's
you
right.
agreed with that.
I agree with that. So look at the date, October 23rd, 6 o'clock in the morning. Edison Quinn Emanuel is out. They're out.
Right.
There is no issue with Quinn Emanuel. Not to mention, in Scott's email, he suggests that there's no problem anyway. He doesn't say anything about a problem with Quinn Emanuel.
And just to be clear, there were no other trial lawyers that would have been there or would have been involved in any way. Quinn Emanuel sponsors James' show. They were a natural partner. They stepped away.
That's right. So now we have, as of the 23rd of October, there are no trial lawyers involved in this at all.
Right.
A couple of days later, we put out new collateral, social media collateral. We put out a promo that I believe you voiced.
Yep.
And we put out a press release to the whole city inviting the media to cover this event. In our socials, in our promo, in the public release, the press release to the public, there is no mention of Quinn Emanuel. They're out. And Edison is fully aware of all of it. They're tagged in everything. They are fully aware of all of this data being released publicly. The promo on the air, the press release to the public, and the socials say nothing about any trial lawyers. They are out. Stay with me now.
I'm with you.
SCE is still advancing this lie that they pulled out because trial lawyers are going to be involved. As of the 23rd, there are no trial lawyers involved in this whatsoever. Now, let's go to the next email. Next email is from me to Mr. Johnson. Look at the date, November 3rd. October 23rd, there are no trial lawyers involved. But we still ain't heard from SCE about who their reps are going to be. Scott says this information will help us decide who we're going to send y'all.
Right.
But by the 3rd of November, we have still heard nothing from Edison. James Farr, my special envoy, has been handling this. But now on the 3rd, look who this email is from. Tavis Smiley. But I want you also to note the time of this email. What time do I go on the air, Dominique, every day?
You go on the air at 9, Tavis Smiley, 9 to noon.
What is the time on this email?
9 a.m.
I run down the hallway, as you know, at 9:03 to get on the air live. It was so important to me that before I went on the air at 9 a.m., I sent this email, ran down the hallway, jumped on the air, and my email says very simply, Mr. Johnson, we need confirmation of names by COB, close of business today without fail. Full stop. SCE is once again handicapping this event just days out now. Thank you, sir, Tavis Smiley. They've been dragging their feet all along, and now we're 72 hours out, and I say y'all are once again handicapping this thing. Who are y'all going to send? I need to know by day's end without fail. And then, Kathleen Dunleavy.
Note the time.
Yeah, exactly.
This is 5:35 p.m. Same day.
I asked for a response by close of business.
Oh, well, which is 5, but okay.
Okay, exactly. Exactly. Now, before she sends this email, Kathleen and I have a phone call. I'm on the air at 9 o'clock. I get off at 12. I call Kathleen, and we talk on the phone. It's a rough phone call. And I say to her, what do you mean you're pulling out? And what's the reason? Trial lawyers. What are you talking about? We go back and forth about why she's trying to, make this claim that they're pulling out because trial lawyers are going to be there. You know there are no trial lawyers there. It's already been documented.
Right.
Right?
Sounds like an excuse.
Exactly. So what I did was, at her request, she says to me on that phone call, Tavis, send me in writing information confirming and detailing that there will be no trial lawyers there on the 3rd of November. That's what she says. And I sent that to her. I sent her 5 emails with all the collateral, the promo, the press release, everything saying to her and showing to her there will be no trial lawyers on November 3rd. And she responds by close of business after receiving all that information by saying what? Hi, Tavis. Thanks for the follow-up. The follow-up is all the stuff I sent to her after our call at her request. Hi, Tavis. Thanks for the follow-up. Unfortunately, we do not believe the venue will be appropriate due to the plaintiff's firm participating on the panel.
What?
As noted in October 23rd email and being noted as a sponsor on your website, we would like to offer you a separate interview with an SCE rep, and we can discuss terms at your convenience. I've just sent you all the information, making it clear that there will be no persons representing trial lawyers anywhere near this conversation. And you receive that info that you asked me to send to you, but then you hold on to this lie that we still ain't coming because of trial lawyers.
Peak gaslighting right there.
These are the Edison files. And then here's the last email. What time?
You got 2 minutes.
All right.
You can do it.
We'll continue. Cuss me. Let me do this last email, and then we'll come forward, and I'll tell you what we're going to do next.
Okay.
And then you can talk to James Farr.
Perfect.
Last email in this thread. This is from me to her. We respond at what, 5:35?
Mm-hmm. PM.
I respond back at what?
5:53.
And I say, Kathleen, you asked us for clarification and confirmation in writing that no plaintiff's firm would be participating in our Thursday evening town hall. We provided you multiple assurances of that fact, press release, on-air promo, and our social media collateral. I sent Kathleen all that stuff. And yet you continue to make reference to an obsolete October 23rd email as if KBLA Talk 1580 is misrepresenting the truth. Creative Manual's been out for 10 days now, 11 days. Again, to be clear, no plaintiff's attorneys are involved in this gathering in any way, at all. 4 times I say in this email, on top of the stuff I sent, that excuse is a lie. That dog won't hunt. I continue reading. It is abundantly clear then that SCE is reneging on its commitment, and we will also, and so we will so inform the public, to whom we have marketed and promoted a town hall in which SCE agreed in writing to participate. We regard this as a major strategic blunder on the part of SCE, one we believe that SCE will soon regret. Thank you for getting back to us with SCE's decision to decline participation, but in full transparency, we're not done with this matter, not just yet. Have a good evening. And we're not done yet. So there you have 7 emails that make abundantly clear the timeline, the facts. SCE has known all along that there would be no trial lawyers on that panel. And yet they've continued to perpetrate this lie in the mainstream media, in black media, that's why they pulled out. They're calling us liars.
Yep.
We told them the truth. They keep calling us liars. Now, when we come forward, I got some audio for you.
Some audio and what's next after news, traffic, and sports, only right here.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Acting U.S. Attorney Alina Hava says she's feeling better after the arrest of a man accused of damaging her Newark, New Jersey office.
This individual obviously got very close to where I sit for work every single day. He got into the building. It was frightening.
Keith Michael Lisa faces charges for bringing a bat to the federal building and later tearing down photos when he couldn't find Hava. O.J. Simpson's estate has agreed to pay Ron Goldman's family $58 million. The claim, originally $117 million, was filed in 2021. Simpson died in April 2024 and was found liable in civil court for the 1994 killings of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. And Pro Football Hall of Famer Kenny Easley has died at 66. The former Seattle Seahawks safety played 7 seasons before a kidney ailment ended his career. He's survived by his wife and 3 children. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
It's the Black Friday of all Black Fridays now at Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free on select tires with paid installation. Or get 50% off a full synthetic oil change and 20% off any repair service. It's Black Friday now through December 7th at your local Big O Tires.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
LeBron may be getting close to making his debut for his 23rd NBA season. LeBron was reassigned to the Lakers roster Sunday after practicing and scrimmaging for 4 days last week with the South Bay Lakers, the team's G League affiliate. LeBron will practice today with the Lakers. A decision could be made to put LeBron in the lineup for Tuesday's home game against Utah. LeBron has been out since training camp with a sciatic nerve condition in his lower back and left leg. The Rams took over first place in the NFC West after their 21-19 showdown win over Seattle at SoFi. Seattle kicker Jason Myers missed a 61-yard field goal attempt at the final buzzer. The 8-2 Rams intercepted Seattle quarterback Sam Darnold 4 times. The Chargers were embarrassed in Jacksonville Sunday. They lost 35-6. The Chargers dropped to 7-4, 2 games behind Denver in the AFC West. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Days after the Eaton fire devastated entire neighborhoods in Pasadena and Altadena, Black Freedom Fund, an organization that invests in leaders and organizations transforming black communities, established the Black LA Relief and Recovery Fund. The Black LA Relief and Recovery Fund is supporting local organizations, providing direct resources to families, and making sure that recovery reflects the needs and voices of the people who live there. For many, the journey to rebuild is just beginning, and the Black Freedom Fund is committed to being with them every step of the way. Stand with Dina. Donate by texting Black LA to the number 707070. That's Black LA to 707070. Together, we can help our neighbors rebuild their homes, lives, and hope. The Black Freedom Fund is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, with James Farr on KBLA, Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, yeah. We found Pedro, and now we are releasing the Edison files. Tavis Smiley is in the studio with me, and I'm also being joined by James Farr, who will chime in momentarily. I am here. You can't see me, but I'm here. Tavis Smiley, you said we have audio?
We do. And let me be clear. There is far more documentation than 7 emails. And
right.
There's even more audio than what I'm about to play you. I got more audio now. We got more documentation. We got more evidence. But I want to just play this one clip of Kathleen Dunleavy lying through her teeth on Spectrum News 1 on the morning of our town hall. Now, I've just laid out for you in these Edison files when they knew. I'm thinking of Barbara Jordan during the Watergate hearings. What did the president know, and when did he know it? So I've already played for you. We've gone through the files. You know the storyline here. But keep in mind, this is Kathleen Dunleavy lying on Spectrum News 1 on the morning of the day of our town hall when she knows all of this. You see the email thread. I've sent her all the information. She knows full well that she's speaking on the morning of the 6th. She knows that tonight there are going to be no trial lawyers. She knows that full well. But this is what she says on Spectrum News 1.
So we saw this town hall as an opportunity to help communicate and answer questions about the program. We communicated very clearly that we would not be a part of it if plaintiff's counsel was part of it. We found out about a week ago that plaintiff's counsel was going to be on the panel and also sponsoring the event. At that time, we made the decision to withdraw.
There are 2 or 3 lies in that one clip. First of all, at what point did they make clearly to us that they would not be involved if plaintiffs' lawyers were involved? That is not the email that Scott Johnson sent that I read to you earlier. At no point after the 23rd until the 3rd, when I talked to Kathleen Dunleavy, did they ever say to us anything about them not coming because of trial lawyers.
Yep, that's clear.
Scott Johnson on the 23rd says, thank you for the information. Glad you clarified who QE is. Now we can figure out better who to send. Does that sound like an issue with trial lawyers? And that's the last email we got from them. The 3rd shows up. I'm on the phone with Kathleen Dunleavy. So she's lying when she says that we told them. You did not, Kathleen Dunleavy. You're lying.
And to be clear, for those not paying attention or getting confused, Kathleen Dunleavy is one of their communication
along with
specialists.
Scott Johnson, exactly.
Yes.
She's actually Scott's boss. But the point is, she's lying about what they told us. They didn't tell us that. And she's lying because she knows there are no trial lawyers that night. We've sent her all the information. That's just one audio piece. I could give you more, and I've got more. That's just one clip to show you that on the day of the town hall, they're lying to the public about KBLA Talk 1580. Let me say this, and I'm going to let James Farr take it from here. This is about the integrity of KBLA Talk 1580. We take pride, Dominique and James and all of our colleagues here, in that vigorous study year after year that finds us to be what? The most trusted, the most credible, the most reliable media outlet, period. Not black media outlet. We're the most trusted, most credible, most reliable outlet for news and information that black people regard most. We take that seriously. But we live in an era right now, in this Donald Trump era, where he is epitomizing and normalizing this kind of lying. So you keep telling the same lie enough, then folk will eventually believe you, especially if you are a Goliath like Edison up against a David like KBLA. So here's the bottom line, and I'm out of here. Got my own show to do. We are right now demanding a public apology from Southern California Edison in the next 48 hours.
48 hours.
I'm going Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy with it. You got 48 hours to apologize to KBLA Talk 1580 publicly. I want an email. And don't send me none of that, we regret any misunderstanding.
Because that's not an apology.
That's not an apology. And it's not true. There is no misunderstanding. It's all clear. I should say again, there is more documentation. I ain't even got to that insulting, demeaning, racist Jerry Springer comment, like we running some black minstrel show over here. I ain't got to that yet. But we're going to save a little space for grace. My lawyers are ready to go. They're ready to go right now. But we're going to save some space for grace and allow them to publicly apologize for lying on us repeatedly. We could be demanding right now that Kathleen Dunleavy and Scott Johnson be fired forthwith, or as I like to say, sooner than right now and quicker than at once. We could be demanding that right now because they have intentionally continued to lie on this station. Kathleen on Spectrum and elsewhere. Scott in a recent article in a black media publication. I ain't calling their name, but he lied on us in that article in black media spaces. So for the next 48 hours, we will accept a public apology for the next 48 hours. We want to keep our focus on the victims and survivors of this tragedy in Altadena, but we cannot allow SE to attack our legitimacy and our integrity with impunity. We can't allow that. We didn't start this fight, but we ain't running from it. And we will never, ever, never on my watch let any institution or individual deliberately lie on this station. We're not going to have it. I'm done, James Farr.
Good morning. Good morning.
I mean, I have a question for both of you guys.
Sure. Good morning.
Is that defamation?
That's for the lawyers to decide. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
I don't play one on radio.
Yeah.
I just
I don't
know
either, but it sounds
it's called the
really
truth. It's called the
defamation
truth,
adjacent.
Dominique. We're telling the truth.
Defamation-y?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't past
Hi,
the bar.
James.
Good morning. I ain't past the bar. I do know a little bit, and it's so much easier when you're just sitting in truth. And I don't mean to be righteous, right? It was the truth as the delegation has heard. It's the truth as we put it out there. And for Southern California Edison, Kathleen Dunleavy to embark on this intentional disinformation campaign. Straight up lie.
I mean, clearly, because the first time Tavis came on my show to talk about this, he was on from 8 to 8:30, the first half hour of the third hour, and then he went to go get ready for his own show. The minute he walked out, she was calling on the line trying to get on with me, knowing that I'm not in the emails, that I don't know all of the details, and seeing if she can trip me up. And no,
if you'd allowed her on the air, she would have told lies on our station.
Right, exactly.
I mean, come on now. That's bold. That's bold.
But we're not Jerry Springer, and we're not stupid. Yeah. Like, all of us are seasoned journalists here. So of course it's like, no, but you already said you were going to get the president on Tavis's show. So why would I have a comms person come lie on my show?
See, Dominic, it's important to point out when you are on the record. Right. I don't understand how she got this job, right? Like, in every time you speak for Edison, you are on the record.
That's right.
Which means there is a record. Yeah. And I can pronounce record as record also. Mm-hmm. So the things that she said in that call, she came in so hot, Dominic. I have never had to compose myself so much, only because of Mr. Smiley. I know how to deal with it, but I had to represent the station. I had to do everything in my power and capability to not prove the Jerry Springer trope. But it was highly offensive.
Yeah, that's highly offensive. Well, we're going to let Tavis Smiley get ready for his show, which is on in just 15 minutes.
48 hours. 48 hours.
48 hours for that apology.
We demand an apology, and if not, we'll take it to the next level. But again, we want to save some space for grace. I want to repeat that. We live in a society that is far too litigious. I don't want to engage in litigation. I just want a simple apology.
That's all.
A sincere apology.
And an interview.
For Mr. Bizarre. Yeah. And again, I said on your show before very quickly, you want to assume that the CEO and the president of the parent company isn't involved at this level of this granular level of email.
Right.
So I'm saving some space for grace because he advanced this same lie on his town hall.
Yeah.
But that's what his people told him. But now that we have put these emails out for the public to see, that they were fully aware, well in advance, they never expressed any concern about trial lawyers to begin with. And it wasn't them who pulled out, it was Quinn Emanuel who pulled out. They stood down so that we could talk to Southern California Edison without anybody in the way. And so you got 48 hours to apologize. And if you don't, then we'll deal with it. But I am scheduling myself right now to be on First Things First with Dominic DePrima Thursday morning at 8 a.m.
Got it.
And I hope and expect to be reading an apology from Southern California Edison. And if not, I'll tell you where we go from there. Dominic, thank you for your space once again.
Thank you, Tavis Smiley. James Farr and I have a few more details we'll unveil, and we're going to keep this conversation going when we come forward, as per usual, on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
September is World Alzheimer's Month, a time to shine a light on a public health crisis that deeply impacts Black families. 1 in 5 Black adults ages 70 and older is living with Alzheimer's disease, or AD, and the risk is twice as high compared to white adults. But AD isn't just forgetting a name or losing track of time. Signs of early AD could be repeating questions, missing appointments, or struggling with bills and daily tasks. These things aren't a normal part of aging. Here's the good news. Treatments are available that may help if AD is diagnosed early. If you notice changes in memory or daily routines, whether in yourself or a loved one, don't wait. Early diagnosis and intervention are key to managing AD effectively. To learn more about AD and a potential treatment option, visit treatalsearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com to learn more about the signs and symptoms and a potential treatment option. This message is brought to you by AZI.
Life in Los Angeles is vibrant, diverse, and full of opportunity. But sometimes a bad day in LA isn't just a bad day. Being treated differently or unfairly because of language, race, ethnicity, religion, or a medical condition can happen to anyone, and it is against the law. Have you faced unfair treatment when shopping, receiving services, or by an employer in the city? The Los Angeles Civil Rights Department enforces civil and human rights law to reduce private sector discrimination. We're here to work with you to find remedies, corrective actions, and help to connect you with needed resources. Don't let discrimination and unfair treatment go unchecked. Report your discrimination complaint at laisforeveryone.com. We want to hear your story. Visit laisforeveryone.com because your civil rights matter.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-237-8585. That's 800-237-8585. Again, that's 800-237-8585.
The conversation continues right now with Dominic DePrima on First Things First.
So James Farr is with me. You know him because he writes for the LA Progressive, but also because he is the host of his own show, Saturdays on KBLA, The Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, where he's done an excellent job tracking the aftermath of the Altadena Eaton Canyon fire. So let's just quickly recap. You can go to KBLA1580.com and see all of these emails for yourself, the Edison files, which we released this morning because Edison is lying on us. Mm-hmm. So give me your, I guess, Cliff's Notes version of what Tavis just walked us through.
Well, I think it's important to say, Dominique, that first of all, our North Star in doing this event started months ago, and it was with the purpose and intention to bring Edison into community.
Right, so people can understand the deal that's being offered to them, which is a serious crossroads affecting the rest of your life.
And then when you understand, like we do, crisis communications management is to deflect, blame, cause confusion. I mean, this is textbook demonic corporate responsibility or behavior. I'm serious. It's evil.
Yeah.
To flat out start off a constructed narrative and with the intent of trying to divide the community. They did everything they could to disallow that town hall from going forward, but folks want to know, and they need the information. And that's all we wanted to do was talk. That's it.
Right. So, and it's important to note that on the email thread that we just went through, most of all of these emails have a number of people CC'd on them, including our executives here at KBLA and the comms team there at Edison. So it's not like some people were left out of the loop with some emails.
No. They, and in the conversations that I had with Mr. Johnson, see, it's important to also, we never know who's really listening to us, right? Until they tell us, right? And so I've known for months that if no one else was listening to the Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, their comms team have been monitoring our socials, our broadcasts.
I hope that helps our ratings. Look, so slide number 1 was from you to Scott, and it basically establishes that you're following up regarding Mr. Pizarro or Mr. Powell's availability.
That's in October, right?
Yeah, that's October 8th.
Okay. So you even go, and Tavis alluded to it months ago. We said we were refraining from opining on the settlement at what they have proposed at that time, and we wanted to extend an olive branch. We wanted to be a bridge to bring them into community.
So you're saying that's the part that's not reflected on these files?
There's emails.
Yeah, because this goes back to August,
Yeah.
and the first one we share is October.
Yeah.
Then there's one to you and the team, number 2, which says that they're going to get back to you as soon as possible with who they'll have. What guests they'll have.
Once we confirmed everything, Dominique, and you have the dates better than I because they're right
October
in front of
15th, they're saying schedules and availability. We'll get back to you ASAP.
I heard.
Clearly, they're all in.
In fact, Mr. Johnson offered up 3 employees' names that they were considering. It was not documented because we were still waiting to figure out who, as they indicate, who was the best representatives to come. As Tavis said in the previous segment, it's not until November 3rd when he initiates a communication. She couldn't, and she being Kathleen Dunleavy, couldn't get in touch with Mr. Smiley. She calls me coming in hot.
And that's when the famous Jerry Springer comment happened.
Not once, not twice, 3 times. And then to reinforce it and stamp it, she said, I told Tavis the same thing. I asked Miss Dunleavy, and it's the most unprofessional behavior I've ever seen. I said, just put it in writing. Whatever it is, put it in writing that you're not participating so we can move forward at that point. She refused.
Well, because they clearly they've already shown that they're all in. But I do think, if I remember correctly, that there was a public interview where she admitted the Jerry Springer comment as well.
So, no, she didn't admit it. What happened is another black publication that they are promulgating those distruths, the constructed narratives, they pressed Mr. Johnson for comment on it, right? Did it happen? Did it not happen? He quoted me as saying it. I said it on my on the SoCal Spectrum interview. Mr. Johnson from Edison says he refuses to confirm or deny.
Which means she said it.
She said it.
So, I mean, but that's really racist. So you were saying, I don't know how she got this job. Well, anybody can, get a job if their resume looks good. What I don't understand is how she's keeping the job. After you made a racist comment, many times you can be asked to step down. When you repeatedly make a racist comment, you should be asked to step down.
Well, I believe people terminate themselves. And I believe if they are doing what I believe they're doing, they're allowing her to constructively terminate herself. They're going to keep pushing her out in front of the public and let her continue to make.
But again, that doesn't solve our problem.
No,
we need accountability from Mr. Pizarro or Mr. Powell. We need a public apology. They got 48 hours, and we need them to speak to the people of Altadena, most importantly.
Absolutely. They most certainly owe an apology to the Altadena community.
No doubt.
That gaslighting, those folks showed up wanting information.
Slide 3 is Crystal Nix-Hines from their comms team saying she wants to get on a call with Tavis, better sense of the program, walking through sensitivities.
I'm not in that loop. So
You're not in that loop, but Tavis says this is where Quinn Emanuel unequivocally stepped out.
Yes, I was aware of all of that. Mr. Smiley and I have been in constant communication about this, for the better part of the last 2 months, trying to bring this forward.
Slide number 4, the 23rd of October, they're saying, thank you for the update. This is from Scott. Let me see what information we can help our team identify the appropriate representative. So this is the 23rd. After all the Quinn Emanuel conversation, they're still all in here.
As far as I knew, yeah, that's what they confirmed in writing.
Then the next email, November 3rd, this is from Tavis to Mr. Johnson. He says, we need a confirmation of the names by close of business today.
Yes, and that's when Karen got active.
Karen.
I'm sorry, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Kathleen Dunleavy.
Just making sure you said what you said.
There's not anyone else.
Yes. Then we get the next one on our files, which are at KBLA1580.com, is Dunleavy saying that they're pulling out. And that is November 3rd at 5:35 p.m.
Correct.
And then, of course, the final one shared here is from Tavis, where he restates that what they already knew, no plaintiffs at counsel, et cetera, et cetera.
And then, as if that was not enough, the day of the town hall, she lies on TV, live television, about what the understanding is. No, it was a lie. It was a straight up lie. A week later, they go to mainstream press, the LA Times. Pizarro does an interview. They give an interview to a black media outlet where they continue to tell more lies. And here we are.
Well, hopefully the LA Times and our colleagues at the wonderful Black publication will go to KBLA1580.com. Now they can see the receipts.
I wrote
and
a letter
hopefully
to
they'll
the
do
editor.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
But I hope now, you got the receipts. You're journalists, do the investigation. We've laid it out for you. Here's the emails.
We're coming up less than 50 days from the 1 year remembrance of this. For them to do this at this time, Thanksgiving is next week. Christmas is around the corner, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you name it, you name it, you name it. This is probably the most insensitive time for this corporation to exercise this level of corporate irresponsibility. They owe it to the community, but Pizarro is not fiduciary responsible to the community.
Okay.
It's profit over people. I know you.
We got to leave it there. Yeah, it's time for Tavis Smiley Show. You can hear James Farr on Saturday at 10 every week, and he's talking about Altadena. James, thank you for your great work on this.
No, thank you, Dominic.
Yeah. Tavis Smiley's up next, and he's got a jam-packed show because that's how he does Mondays. That's how he Mondays his Mondays. You can check in with me on social media. I'm at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio or KBLA 1580. Like my mama used to say, history is now, and we are making it together. Until tomorrow, stay dry. One love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Acting U.S. Attorney Alina Haba says she's feeling better after the arrest of a man accused of damaging her Newark, New Jersey office.
This individual obviously